What a coincidence, Mindy. I never thought I'd run into you at this restaurant. But how lucky for us. Now we can enjoy a free meal, thanks to you. What do you mean? Oh, come on. You're going to pay for us, right? You're part of the family now. What? Wait, that's... It's great to have such a generous daughter-in-law. I got so excited. I ended up eating a lot. The bill is over $600, so we're counting on you. What? You, John, and Dana spent that much? We were even holding back, eating only until we were 80% full. But it's just pocket change for you, isn't it, Mindy? What are you saying? That's a lot of money. Oh, come on. You're easily making that amount, right? You're the CEO's daughter, after all. So you're basically a CEO by default. What's with that logic? Being a CEO just means you sit around bossing your employees, right? And you get paid loads of money for that. So lucky. That's not true at all. I work just like everyone else. Oh, work, you say? Just messing around on the computer, right? Anyone could do that. It's an easy job. Being a CEO's daughter sure has its perks. Anyone could do? I have my responsibilities. Never mind. It's pointless to argue. I'll pay for now, but I don't have enough cash on me. Can you cover half? What are you asking? Are you making us your in-laws to pay? Not exactly making you pay. What a useless daughter-in-law. Unbelievable. In situations like this, you should be the one begging to treat us. Instead, you're asking us to pay half? I'm speechless, really. That's not how I understand common sense. Anyway, it's fine. I'll just go withdraw some cash. Okay. I'll leave you with the bill while we head out. Thanks a lot. Wait, please. Can I get your signature on the receipt as usual? I keep a strict budget, and I need everything to be accounted for. Ugh, what a hassle. You need to learn how to treat people more smoothly. Honey, they did it again today. Again? You mean my parents showed up at the restaurant you were at? Yeah, I ended up paying $600. Ugh, how many times has this happened now? There's no way this is just a coincidence. I'm pretty sure they're following me. Who does that just to get a free meal? It's insane. I can't believe this is my family. Oh, did you get their signatures? Of course, I've never forgotten. Not even once. Good. That's a relief. I'm really sorry you have to deal with this. It's okay. It's like getting a front row seat to see some seriously bizarre behavior. So I'm kind of entertained. It's not your fault, so don't worry about it. Still, it's ridiculous for 3 of them to be following you around like that. Or maybe they're tracking you some other way. I thought about the possibility of bugging devices at first. I went through everything I own. I checked my bag and even the car. Seriously? You did all that? Of course. I've heard that modern bugs are tiny, so I took extra precautions. I even used an app to scan for signals on my phone and checked every corner of the house. And? Did you find anything? No, nothing. I even looked into the voice assistants, but everything seemed normal. If you did all that and found nothing, bugging seems unlikely. Which means they were probably just following me. They must have been waiting outside my office until I got off work, and then trailed me to the restaurant. Unbelievable. They wouldn't even know what time you're leaving, so they were just hanging around? I guess so. That's crazy. They should put that effort into something more productive. Have they always been like this? Unfortunately, yes. When I was in elementary school, Mom made me bring home leftover school lunches. Every day, I'd be sent to school with a Tupperware container. I had to ask the cafeteria manager if I could take some of the leftover food home. That's so embarrassing. Embarrassing doesn't even cover it. None of the other kids were doing that, and I'd be the only one putting leftover food in my locker. It was especially bad on smelly food days when it would stink up my locker, and everyone would just stare at me. I don't think I could have handled that. Mom would praise me, saying, "Good job," when I brought it home, but I hated doing it. Other parents even complained. They asked the school why they allowed kids to take home leftover lunches. Mom and I were told by the school counselor to stop, but she still yelled at me to keep bringing it home, no matter what the school said. I had no choice but to pack half of my lunch, even though I knew everyone was judging me. That sounds horrible. What about your sister? Did she have to go through stuff like that too? Dana, she loved doing it. She's just like my parents. So she was thrilled to bring the food home. She even used to steal sausages from the sampling counters. Eating samples is one thing, but stealing them? Yeah. Usually you'd just take one sample, right? But she was different. She'd bring a big bag to the supermarket, look around to make sure no one was watching, and take several sausages, stuffing them in her bag like they were hers. Geez, that's obviously not okay. I know, but she was so confident about it, doing it so slyly that the staff didn't even notice. And our parents knew about it too. They'd say things like, "Good job. Keep saving us money on groceries." That's definitely on your parents' upbringing. Yeah, I guess. With how tight things were financially, it was bound to happen to some extent. But honestly, relying on the sample counters to cut grocery costs felt pretty pathetic. They'd say things like, "Let's go to that supermarket. They have lots of samples, so we can make that dinner." They'd even call it a feast when we had those sample sausages on the dinner table. Growing up like that, I vowed from a young age to work hard, to live a normal life as an adult. I mean, I guess you could say your family was frugal? Frugal sounds nice, but that's not really it. It's not like they were good at saving money or anything. They'd tell me, "Save money and don't waste anything," while Dad kept buying new cars one after another, and Mom had no problem dropping cash on luxury jewelry. They made you kids save while they bought whatever they wanted? It felt so wrong to see them spend the money on whatever they liked. And yet for birthdays or Christmas, all I got was a single piece of candy. One piece of candy? Every year, just that? Yeah, they'd splurge on cars and jewelry, but for my birthday, it was just one candy. And they'd say, "Be grateful you even got this." That's really awful. No kid could be okay with that. Right? It was terrible. But Dana was obedient, so they bought her toys. I'd had enough, so as soon as I graduated high school, I left home. But even after all that, they're still clinging to me like this. It's exhausting. You really went through a lot growing up. I wanted to make sure they never got near you, but somehow they must have found out about your family's business. They're truly shameless. They really are. We need to come up with a plan. Yeah, we do. Excuse me, Tabitha. Can you please stop this already? Oh my, Mindy! We meet again! Again? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Oh, come now. It's just a coincidence. We were just in the mood for some fancy steak, too. You're really going to claim this as a coincidence? I bet you were just waiting for me. Oh, don't say such awful things. It's not like we can predict your movements. I'm sure you followed me here again. Then how could we have gotten here before you? If we were following you, we'd come in after you, wouldn't we? Oh, well, that's true. It's purely a coincidence. A miraculous one. So let's enjoy some fancy steak together. Today is our wedding anniversary. Could you please let us have a quiet dinner, just the two of us? Of course, dear. There are plenty of tables here after all. No need for us to sit together, right? Oh, so you're saying we'll eat separately. In that case... Of course, we'll have you take care of the bill for all of us. We're family, so you're not going to make us pay, right? Make sure to tell Tyson that. Got it? I'm so happy. The filet mignon was so tender, it practically melted in my mouth. For a lean cut, it wasn't tough at all, and wasn't greasy in the slightest. This might be the best steak I've ever had. There really is a difference at high-end steakhouses. And the chocolate mousse for dessert was just amazing. After such a delicious steak, it was the perfect light sweetness to finish off the meal. What a luxurious dining experience. We're all so full, we can't even move. Good to hear. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And to think it's on you. Truly a luxury. Thanks. I never said I'd pay for it. What? What are you saying at this point? It's your wedding anniversary, so of course you're treating, right? We ordered 50 servings, so you go ahead and cover the bill. I'm single now. Huh? Just this morning, Tyson and I filed for our divorce, so we're no longer family. We're just acquaintances. What are you talking about? Don't be silly. You've eaten too much steak and it's clogged your brain. No, that's not the case. I'm saying we're getting a divorce. I don't know what you're talking about. You're celebrating a wedding anniversary, right? How can you be separated? I'm done putting up with you all, so I'm divorcing Tyson to cut ties with you. Are you serious? Absolutely. So we're not family now. I have no obligation to cover your bill. Please pay for it yourselves. Did you really have to go that far? Yes. You're like leeches clinging on. As long as we're family, we'll always be together, right? Well, now we're not family, so please stay away. How are we supposed to pay this bill? We don't have any money on us. You came to a restaurant without any money? That's rather irresponsible. Shall I call the police? What's gotten into you? Fine. I'm done talking to you. I'll just call Tyson. He's still my son after all. He's fed up with you two. He's held quite a grudge over the candy issue. What candy? Tyson? What are you thinking? Mindy told me everything. You two are getting divorced? Yeah, we are. So she's no longer part of our family. What a stupid thing to do. Anyway, you're going to pay for this meal. Then we can sit down and talk. Oh, sorry, but I don't have any money on me either. What? All my assets were in our joint account, and I gave everything to Mindy. Now that we're separated, I have no right to use that money. So I'm currently broke. I was planning on having her treat me today. What are you telling me? Stop with the excuses. You're my son. Family helps each other out. Now hurry up and pay. They're going to call the police. I'm telling you, I have no money. How am I supposed to pay with nothing? Then ask Mindy to cover it for us. That's not going to happen. She doesn't want to pay. Maybe if we were still together, I could have pushed her somehow. But now we're not. You're making a fool of me, aren't you? I won't let this slide. Are you serious? Who's been making fools out of us this whole time? You've been leeching off Mindy for meals all the time. Do you even know how much she spent on you? How would I remember something like that? $5,268.71. Huh? I'm saying $5,268.71. I don't want to be lectured by someone who mooched off their daughter-in-law for that much money. How do you know the exact amount? Well, you can ask her about that. Anyway, I've got one thing to tell you. I'm cutting all ties with this family, starting now. What's gotten into you two? I'm done with all of you. I'll never see any of you again. No more financial support either. If you try to get close to me, I'll expose everything you've done. Wait, if you cut off the support, how are we supposed to live? Dad doesn't work anymore, and Dana... Isn't she working? She is, but she doesn't give a single cent to the household. She's so stingy, always focused on saving every little thing. You're calling someone else stingy? Besides, I can understand why she's like that. You and Dad raised her that way. But we always gave in to her whims. Then why don't you kick her out of the house? Well, that's... Anyway, we can't have you cutting ties with us. I don't care. We're leaving now. Figure out the rest yourselves. Bye. Wait, is this really about the candy? So, Mindy told you, huh? Of course it was a big deal to me. Every year, my only birthday present was a single piece of candy. But we didn't have much money. We couldn't help it. Funny how you always found enough money for cars and jewelry for yourselves and toys for Dana, though. We worked hard to save, so a little splurge once in a while isn't too much to ask. Yeah, well, I never got to experience any of that splurging. Anyway, I'm done. Don't ever contact me again. Wait! Mindy? Where are you? I need a favor. You're annoying me. We're not family anymore, so please stop calling me. But what are we supposed to do? It's closing time, and we don't have the money to pay. That's not my problem. Just use a card or something. The bill is $2,000. There's no way our card limit can cover that. Well, if you order 30 servings at a high-end steak restaurant, what do you expect? Just lend me the money. Otherwise, they're going to call the police. Oh, by the way, this might not be the right time, but please make sure to repay the $5,268.71 I've covered for you so far. What? Covered? You were treating us, weren't you? I never once said I'd treat you. I was just covering the cost temporarily, and I have your signatures on all the promissory notes. Promissory notes? I don't remember signing anything like that. Oh. Remember now? I got your signature every time I covered your bills. They're all proper promissory notes. Did you sign without reading? Were they? I didn't know. They're invalid. I signed them without knowing. You can't claim ignorance. It was all clearly written. But you said it was for your household budget records. Of course. A promissory note is part of keeping a budget record, don't you think? I never lied to you. This is absurd. It's unfair. Following me around and mooching off me is what's really unfair. Anyway, I've said all I need to, so goodbye now. Hey, wait a second. I'm speechless. I was wondering why you kept showing up at the places I went, even though you hadn't planted any bugs. I can't believe you used such a sneaky tactic. Sneaky? There's nothing wrong with that. Dana's friend just happens to work at my company, and you bribed her to spy on me. I gave her a good scolding, but using money to save money? You've got your priorities all wrong. Shut up! Just leave me alone! I see. That's why you couldn't kick Dana out of the house even though she doesn't contribute to the household. Thanks to her, you knew where I was going. We're poor, okay? Not like you. I've always wanted to go to the high-end places you visit. I understand, but hearing that from people who rely on their son's support and refuse to work, I'm not exactly rich either. So, what are we supposed to do now? With Tyson cutting us off, we can't even pay the rent for our apartment. Oh, by the way, how did you manage to pay for the steakhouse the other day? I had to leave my driver's license and go back the next day with the money. I got it from some sketchy loan company. Well, you didn't have much choice, did you? So now you have to pay that back too. That must be tough. Easy for you to say. We even took out loans to repay what we owe you. It is indeed easy for me to say. We're not connected anymore. So I'll be blocking you after today. Wait, Mindy. Can't you help us out just a little? We've borrowed money from everywhere and are drowning in debt. I'd be happy to lend you some money if you sign a promissory note. I'm not talking about borrowing. I'm asking for support. No, thanks. I'm not giving money to a total stranger. Stranger? We were family until recently. I suppose so. If we happen to meet on the street, I'll give you some candy, okay? I blocked Tabitha, so I only know this from rumors. Apparently, my former in-laws couldn't pay the rent on their apartment and got evicted and ended up crashing at a relative's house. But, as usual, their stingy behavior continued and rummaged through the relative's fridge without permission, used their treasured bags and jewelry without asking, and basically did whatever they wanted. Eventually, they even tried to get into the family's safe, which led them to being kicked out from there. With nowhere else to go, they somehow managed to move into a shabby apartment. It's a cramped studio meant for one person, and now the three of them are living there squeezed in tight. Tyson is no longer an option, so Dana is supporting her parents financially. But without the luxury they're used to, they're stressed out and constantly fighting. As for me, I had returned to my family home for a while, but I recently moved back in with Tyson. Everyone around us was confused, considering we were supposed to divorce, but the reason we separated was to get away from his family. And we had promised that once things were taken care of, we'd be together again. Now we're living peacefully, free from any interference from his family.